Hey there, today I'll be showing you how to draw Luxray from Pokemon. So we're going to start by drawing the character sort of from the side profile facing towards the left. So I'm going to start with the ear. It's basically an oval with an open end on the bottom here. So I'm going to start on the top, work my way around towards the bottom. Starting up here, I'm going to draw the oval in an angle, coming around to the back of the ear, and then back around again. Again, I'm leaving a little gap at the front here. I'm going to draw a smaller oval, just shift it over towards the bottom left for the inner part of the ear. Starting from the top, working my way around to the bottom, and then back to the top again. From here, now I want to draw the upper brow area of Luxray. So from this point in the ear, I want to draw a curve going down towards the front of the head. So a slight curve. Now from here, I want to draw a curve coming down the bridge of the nose, and down towards the beak of the mouth. So from here, I'm going to draw a curve coming down. Now this is going to be where the front part of the mouth is going to be. So I want to shift over to the left where the top of the nose would be and just draw a curve, almost like a portion of a circle going towards the back, towards the chin, kind of like that. From here, let's draw in the eye. We're going to tuck this eye in underneath this brow line. It's basically a half circle starting from the front, curving around to the bottom, and then back up to the top. I'm going to shift over a little bit and just draw the outside edge of the eye. Just a little edge like that. And then up here, I'm going to draw a really small half circle for the pupil. From here, let's go up to the front of the beak of the nose and then to the forehead. So from this point, I want to draw a short straight line going up. Now from here, I want to draw a curve for the front of the skull. It's basically, again, it's a smooth sort of portion of a circle that goes up like this. From here, I'm going to draw the front of the nose. So from this tip, I'm going to draw a curve going to that line there. From here, let's draw in the mouth. So just down here, I'm going to draw a little curve. Now for the little detail along the side of the face, I'm going to start at the bottom of this ear, so this little curve here, drawing a straight line coming down. This is going to go straight underneath this eye. It's going to come back towards the chin. Now I'm going to close this off, just because I didn't make that line long enough. Just closing that off there. From here, I'm going to draw in the mane, so the big mane that goes around the head. I want to make this quite big. There's like 5 spikes that go across to the back of the head. So over here at the front, I'm going to do a little overlap. I'm going to draw this quite long, right about here. So drawing a curve that goes up. Now right about here, I'm going to draw an overlap. So coming back down, draw a curve to the tip, so it's a little longer. Then from here, I'm going to curve back. Okay, so this is going to go towards the second point. From here, I'm going to draw an overlap going up a little bit higher. So up here, like that. I'm going to come back a little bit, just to show a little bit of the fur. I'm going to do an overlap. Going up, I'm going to come down with a short curve. Now I'm going to do another overlap just to show a little bit more fur tip. So from here, I'm going to curve down. Now from here, I want to draw one big one going out towards the back because I'm going to start turning the mane this way. So from here, I just want to do a little bit of a wave. So from here, I'll do an overlap, curving down and then out. Okay, so it's got a little bit of a wave. From here, I'm going to come down with a short line, doing an overlap, I'm going to curve up. Okay, so it looks like fur sort of just being whisked out. From this point, I want to curve back towards the center of the head. So curving back, and just kind of let it vanish off like that. We're going to draw one more big one here. So this one's going to be curved up from the head here. So doing another overlap, curving up. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Do another overlap. And then this is going to curve in towards the back of the neck. So from this point, it's going to curve back to right about there. From here, let's go back to the front of the body. I'm going to draw the front of the chest towards the arm. So I'm going to have one arm coming out this way. So the body is going to be shaped almost like a bean this way, the leg coming out here. So I'm going to go just underneath this chin, just draw a curve to right about there. It's the front of the chest. Now we're going to draw in this front paw, this arm here. Doing overlap, I'm going to curve towards the front. Now from here, we're going to draw in the paw. So from here, I'm going to do an overlap, drawing a curve for the first toe, do another overlap, draw almost like a C shape, going across like that, do one more, a C shape, and then this one I'm going to pull back up like that. From here I'm going to do a little bit of a zigzag, coming down, up, and then down. Now from here I'm going to draw a little strip. I'm going to follow this curve here all the way up the arm to right about there. Now this is going to get a little bit tricky because I'm going to draw a little bit more fur coming out the top of the shoulders here. So from this point, I want to draw a curve coming up. So I'm going to just sort of measure the body. So the length of the body I'll probably make to about here. About halfway is where I want the fur to come out to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here and do a curve going up towards the back. And then I'm going to pull this back. So you can see it's tapering. It's a little bit wider as I come back. And do that again. Go out with an even bigger one. And then come back. Now you can vary the size of these. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. I'm going to go with a shorter one. Come back. Then here I'm going to draw one bigger one here. I'm just going to pull this back here. I don't know exactly where the neck is going to start. Probably somewhere around here. I'm just going to pull this back like that. I'll come back to that in a second after I finish this leg. So right here at this tip, at that point, I'm going to come back a bit so it's got a little bit of an overlap. I'm going to draw a curve to the back of the elbow. From here, I'm going to do another curve that goes underneath the fur. So this is the leg with the elbow right there. Let's draw a few stripes in here. So there's 3 stripes that go along the back of the leg here. Starting at the top, I'm going to draw 2 angled lines. Go down, draw 2 angled lines, and then again 2 more. So I'm going to draw these 3 points a different color. Now from this point, actually let's draw that little curve that goes around the neck. So from the ear, there's a little detail that comes around to the front of the neck. So starting at the bottom of the ear, I'm going to go down and curve up to the front of the chest. Let's go back to the top of the back here. So now after I've got the fur in, I'm going to figure out that I'm going to put the back up here. So right about here, I'm just going to curve and just let that overlap the back. This back is going to curve out and back around, somewhere around here. So what I want to do is I'm going to come back, and then there's some more fur in the back. So I'm going to have to stop and pause this curve. So I'm going to imagine this curve going behind that fur, going out, and then coming down. This is the back of the hind leg. Now from here, I'm going to sort of keep the sort of momentum going. So I'm going to come down, leave a gap. Now I want to make sure that the feet are lined up. So I'm going to draw the back hind leg. So this is going to come down, leaving a gap. And from here, I'm going to draw a curve that goes out to the back of the foot. From here, I'm going to curve down to the heel. So I just want to make sure that they're roughly the same height. From this point, I'm going to swirl around like that same C shape that I have in the front here. I'm going to go back down here and draw another swirl for the second toe. And then up here, I'm going to do another overlap, draw the third one. Now here, I'm going to connect this point to the front of the leg. And there's a series of little waves and curves here. So from here, I'm going to do an overlap and curve towards the front of the knee of the hind leg. Now the belly is going to come up to about here. I just want to make sure that I leave enough space. I'm going to curve up towards the belly. Now from here, I'm going to curve back down towards the front. I want to make sure that this line in the front of the chest lines up with that belly. So I'm going to imagine this curve going behind that leg, coming down, and then back up again. Okay, so we've got this nice sort of continuous curve that goes all the way through. From here, I'm going to go back to the hind and draw the fur in the back here. Starting at the top, right about here, I'm going to do an overlap, doing a curve going up. Come back down. I want to make sure that I curve these fur details across this way to the back. From here, I'm going to curve up, and I'm going to curve back down. I'm sort of aiming towards this area as I come back. Going out, and then I'm curving back in, curving out. So you can see that they're actually pointing in a sort of a radial this way. And curve this back in, and I'll probably have room for one more here. I'm going to curve this in the opposite direction, going out this way. And then tucking that in behind the hind leg. From here, let's draw a little bit of detail on this hind leg. There's a little stripe that goes across here. So from underneath this knee, I'm going to curve up, and I'm going to do a hard break towards the back of the leg here. Over here in the belly, there's an actual stripe as well. So this actually curves down like this. So I'm going to start up here, curve behind that fur detail, curving down, just like that, across the belly. From this point, now I want to go back and draw in the legs in behind. So there's another paw in behind here. So I'm going to step it back this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the front of the leg here. So it's going to come down this way. I'm going to do an overlap and draw that one toe, just like I did on this side here. Do an overlap, draw a second toe, overlap, third toe, like a C shape, and swirling this all the way up like this, just like I did over here. I'm going to come down at an angle, do a little zigzag, going across like this. Now from here, the same as here, I'm going to curve up with that same curve of the front of the leg, going upwards. From here, on this point, I'm going to step over to the left, draw a curve to the elbow, and do another curve and just tuck this in underneath the belly. Now I'm going to draw these stripes in, but I'm going to start at the bottom because I don't know how much room I'm going to have here. So starting at the bottom, draw an angled line, 2 angled lines, do another set here, and then one more. I'm not going to be able to fit in the top line, just the one right there. Let's go to the back leg. Now this leg, this one's facing forward, the back leg is facing back, this leg is facing back, so the other opposite leg is going to have to face forward. So we're going to start with the front of this knee first. So I want to make sure that the feet are lined up. Starting up here, drawing a curve. I'm going to do an overlap, drawing the shin, coming down. Now again, this point, I want to line up with that point on the front here. Doing an overlap, curving around one toe, overlapping a second toe, overlapping the third, and then this I'm going to curve up, and then just tuck that in the back behind this leg here. This little detail, I'm going to draw the same up here. So right in this point, draw an angled line down, and then curving that behind that leg. The final part of this drawing, I'm going to draw the star and the tip of the tail, and the tail curving in behind this fur here. So I'm going to start with the star first. So this is a 4-pointed star, starting at the top. So this is almost like, I'm going to imagine like a little plus sign here. Start at the top and draw a point. From this point, I'm going to curve down on the left and curve down on the right. Now from here, I want to step down. I want to take this point, drop down, and draw a point. I'm going to take this point, drop down, and draw a point. So you can almost imagine a square, an invisible square here. I'm going to take these 2 points, find the middle point, come down. So the distance between here is the same as here. I'm going to take this point and curve and connect to that point on the tip, and then curve back. I'm going to do the same sort of thing on the side. So taking these 2 points, finding the center point, going across and drawing a point. I want to make sure that this distance is the same as this distance here. Take that point, curve to the top there. Take the point, curve to the side on the bottom. Again, doing the same thing. So taking this distance, splitting it in half, going across with a point, taking this top, curving it to the tip. Same thing on the bottom. So that gives you a pretty good sort of 4-pointed star. The final step is the tail. So I'm just going to curve in a tail that sort of swoops around and back up this way. So starting at the top, I'm going to curve the line that goes around, and then in behind this fur like that. And all I need to do is double this up so it's twice as wide. Just going around. I want to make sure I don't mess this up. Coming back around like this, and then tuck that in behind the fur, and that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Luxray from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.